Yeah, you're welcome to Old Trafford. I have a Liverpoolian here. This is the best setting for this show. I mean, we've had great shows together, myself and Emmanuel. Tuesday is always a day that I look forward to. And I'm sure that the listeners out there also look forward to Tuesdays one way or another. Because it's the day that they get the whole vibe, the whole beauty. The studio is a little bit changed, and Emmanuel Sebastian is like he's getting multiple heartbreaks from Anthony Joshua to the kick on Kamaru Usman, and just about everything is breaking his heart right now. Even coming into the studio, he came in with a mindset for a different structure, and he's seeing this. Now, don't forget, we had to flashback. 8 days ago today. We were in the studio in a different setting, and I said, Manchester United that looked to me like a team that would beat Liverpool in the next game. I said, oh no, he's inspired by the performance, the inspiration, the movement, the motivation of Liverpool. From what he's seen, there's no way, no devil in hell can make Manchester United win. Next game at Old Trafford, Man United gets up and beats, and I know my producer will slap me now for saying this, but Man United wakes up and beats Liverpool, say 4-0. Cristiano Ronaldo finds his form. Everybody just finds their form. Hey, God. Producer will beat me, but let me just say this out of my mind. What would you say about Liverpool? Because as bad as Man United's form, Liverpool are only 2 points above Man United.
So you're trying to say if United end up winning that game?
Yes. What would you say?
No, it's really going to be devastating. Like, you're losing to Manchester United for a team like Liverpool. This current Manchester, if it's a Manchester United that have been playing well and you lose to United, you could say, okay, you lose to a team that have been playing well. But the United I've seen in the first two games, and you lose to that same United, is both teams have something to prove in that game. They haven't started the season well. United, they wouldn't, that 5-0 at Old Trafford last season will be playing fresh in the minds of Ten Hag and the players, so they wouldn't.
No, don't qualify me. Humbling, a humbling experience.
It's been playing in the minds of the players, the coaches, and all that. But I don't think it's going to end the same scoreline. But I pretty much believe Liverpool is going to get the 3 points in that game.
But unfortunately, Eric Ten Hag decided it was time for me to start my own show. It is enough, okay? Enough. Out with the old, in with the new. And what did he do? He took away the slab head, put him on the bench. No, not on the bench, put him on the stand. And then the elephant in the room gave him a chance to be on the bench, but didn't start him. What did he do? He brought in easy runners. Like I said before, Eric Ten Hag is good at coaching young players. Elanga was young. Tyler Malacia was young, and you saw them running on that end. All those talk about Virgil van Dijk being qualified to win the Ballon d'Or, that's the most disgusting comment anybody's ever made in the entire world of football since like Garden of Eden until now, that they mentioned Virgil van Dijk in the same conversation with the Ballon d'Or. That's the dumbest talk anybody's ever made. But let's move on from that. Let's go on. People get excited, people get ecstatic. You know that when you've not had a girlfriend all your life, any girl that gives you the opportunity to, to hang out with them, you kind of like think that that's the best girl in the whole world. And that's exactly what happened with Liverpool. They've not won the league in 30 years, and eventually they won it. They felt like every player on their team should be taken to Mars to go and live with Elon Musk in that space station and or space hotel, whatever it is. But then, a team that has not won a single game, not pick up a single point, not done anything this season, took them to the cleaners at Old Trafford. It wasn't luck. It was a case of Manchester United not being lucky enough, hitting the woodwork, struggling to score goals. It would have been a massacre. But no, it wasn't a massacre. It was a beating. It was a dominant performance. It was a standard performance. But then, can Manchester United sustain it? But before we go there, like a Liverpoolians, I don't walk alone, but I would really love to walk alone today because I don't want to be like a Liverpoolian as it is right now. Liverpool, 3 games played, 2 points accrued to themselves. Considering goals are going out of fashion. God, what is really going on? But then let's leave that to the bed and let's have a conversation. Emmanuel Sebastian, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet.
All right, good morning to you. Good morning to the listeners.
I like looking at your eyes today.
I mean, what a weekend. It was a torrid weekend.
And Falconet is there.
Exactly. I was about to remind you when you were talking about Joshua Kamaru Usman. Then I was like, you forgot the Falconets as well. I mean, They did the Super Eagles, winning all group stage games. When it gets to the knockouts, you lost and you get knocked out of the tournament. So it was a weekend full of ups and downs. And just yesterday, I mean, I won't come here and say it was a lucky Manchester United. I mean, credit to them, they won deservedly. But it just tells you the problem at that team at the moment. Liverpool, they've not started the season the way they would want to. I mean, 2 draws and a defeat. It was the perfect game for Manchester United to respond. And when I saw the lineup, there was no Maguire, there was no Ronaldo. I was like, okay, this is going to be tough because Maguire has always been, despite the fact that I wouldn't say he's the worst defender on it, but he's always been the weak.
Is there any defender worse than him?
I don't think. I think he has.
Have you seen any defender worse than Harry Maguire?
Maybe if I have the time to look at it, because I just don't want to see. I just don't.
Does any come to your mind?
I just don't want to believe Harry Maguire is that bad.
Harry Maguire is the worst defender in football's history. If we're going to call a spade, if we're going to say things the way they are.
But when he was not starting that game, I said okay, this is going to be tough. But I mean, how that game was, how open can a team be? A lot of people have come out to say that Liverpool are missing Sadio Mane, and I keep telling people, yes, Mane is a big miss to any team. Looking at what he gave to the team over the years, I mean, it's always going to be a big miss. But if you ask me, Mane is 10%, 20% the problem of that team at the moment.
Hello, my name is Sumaira. I am from Pakistan, and you are watching Better TV Radio. Please subscribe. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Abdullah Wali. I'm from Pakistan, the #1 country in the world in cricket. You're watching Better Sports TV Radio. Please subscribe.
That 10% can be everything.
It can be, but you can't just solely say Mane is the problem of
in a Ferrari. If you're driving a Toyota and you have a hub problem, you can get past it and still be driving. If you get a problem with maybe one of your sensors, you can still go on driving. But when you have a problem in a Ferrari with one sensor, you can shut down. A luxurious Rolls Royce or Bugatti, Bentley, one sensor will shut you down. And losing Sadio Mane seemed to be like that sensor. The weight of the team is evenly distributed with, okay, so let me use a plane as example. 2 turbo engines flying a plane, and bird flying into one of the engine, and you lose that engine. That plane is going to crash. And that's what happened. So see how Liverpool used to play. Mane on this side, having 2.5 players, and I'll explain that half. 2.5 players checking on him all the time, and he still managed to wriggle his way because he's got power, he's got speed, he's got intelligence to outmaneuver those people. And then Mo Salah, who's on this end, doesn't have power, but he's got speed at short distance, and he's got some skill set that is trained over the years that he can use, especially if you touch his daughter, which is Liverpool in this case, and if you allow me to paraphrase Liam Neeson in the movie, that he can use to hurt you and hurt you really bad. And in case he hurts you right now and you die, you wake up in the afterlife, it will still be there to hurt you. Go and ask Watford and a whole lot of other teams that he's played against. But now, the problem is that the balance of Liverpool's attack, because Liverpool's power is not really in their defense, it's in their attack. And the way they make the opposition sit back so much that they can't come forward, because the thought of you coming forward, you lose the ball, and one pass to maybe somebody in the middle and it splits to Sadio Mane changes the whole dynamics and complexion of the game, because Mane, not only can he bulldoze his way through defenders, he can also pick a finite pass that even some midfielders will be envious of. Last season when they beat Manchester United 5-0, you see that exquisite, precise, well-cooked up pass that felt like the best chef in the world, whether it's Gordon Ramsay or whoever the chef is, prepared that one. And it's like what the psalmist said, that prepares a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. That was how it felt, because it was one control, a shift, and the ball was on the plate in the presence of Manchester United defender. And all Sadio Mane Mo Salah needed to do was just to control the ball, and boom, inside the net. But that is no longer happening. Now, Mo Salah needs to go, first of all, find his position, find his rhythm, find the harmony of the team, and then also get in the right position and be wondering if anybody understands him enough to deliver the pass the way it should be delivered. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold is running wide, but doesn't have a Sadio Mane to release when he gets the ball. So all of that is a little bit of the problem. And then you see the guy who's playing on the left-hand side of Liverpool's attack, always coming in to come and join the guy in the middle, because naturally he's not a natural winger. He's also a center forward, and he's struggling to distinguish between playing as a left attacker and a center forward. And then you have the guy that you bought last January, what's his name? The Portuguese guy who's playing through the middle.
Jota, yeah, he's injured at the moment.
Diego Jota, who's out injured, and then you have this other player that is there now. What's his name? Not Diaz. It's Diaz now, right?
Yeah, Luis Diaz. That's the guy you just described.
Yeah, Luis Diaz, who's hobbling between being a white guy and being a middleman. But he doesn't have the kind of power, the raw strength of Mother Africa Earth that Sadio Mane is brought from Senegal into the game. So all of that is affecting the way Liverpool balance. Don't forget that the Ghen pressing style of Jurgen Klopp is predicated on speed, power, and bullying. Bullying of the highest order. Bullying opposition. I mean, what's football tactics all about? Basic football tactics is make sure your opposition don't find their rhythm. That's all football is about. Disrupt their play, but impose your play on the opposition. Pep Guardiola does it like slow poison. Jurgen Klopp does it with aggression, like I'm a street bully, I will let you know that I did this to you. Pep Guardiola would play with you, romance you, caress you, make you feel like, hey, yeah, I mean, we're having a good day, but he's taking you to slavery. He's going to kill you eventually. He's like a snake, poisons you, try to play with you, poisons you, and start coiling itself around you, and eventually stretches you to death. But for Jurgen Klopp, it is power play, hard metal, no romance, no R&B, no I want to stick my key in my ignition. No, I want to kill you with a bazooka. That's what he does. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the tools anymore. We're no longer seeing the shining teeth of Jurgen Klopp. He's running like somebody who's running from danger during halftime. A press conference is speaking out of tune. We don't even know what he's saying anymore. The pitch at Fulham was too dry. The game against Brentford, we don't know. The Anfield crowd did not sing well. The choir, the volume of the fans at Old Trafford yesterday was too loud. So it affected the rhythm of his guitar, whatever it is. But the truth of the matter is, like it or not, you guys unfortunately cannot replace Sadio Mane. And I said it, and I'll still say it again. That decision to let him go was bad. And I hope that Liverpool fans don't start going to protest now against the owners, because that's what they know how to do in England. It was bad. If I was in their position, I would negotiate, because let's be very honest, Sadio Mane was on a slave contract. For all of those performances that he's put on, winning Champions League, winning the league title, winning everything available, you wait till the end of his contract before you start negotiating. When people get just 1 year into their contract, you start negotiating for the next one, because you know that they've given you more than what you expect and you need to keep them on your team. But you wait till the end of his contract before you start negotiating, because you think that you are a young club, you can always rotate the team. The power of Liverpool was in young club. I don't know, but this form does look like relegation form anyway.
If he continues this way, that top four is going to be a struggle. Sadio Mane, yes, like I said, it's always going to be a big miss for any team.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.